to the Mystic Order of the Sacred Circle, and I have finally used this large art compass. Now, I ended up tying the pencil is taped here and tied here, and of course I had to tie the small dowel rod up here as well and here, so that it would be secure. But it works fantastically. So my mom just recently bought herself a lounge chair, and in the bottom of it was this big old piece of cardboard here, and Michelle wanted to make Beckett a racetrack or a map so he could draw his cars and stuff on and everything, which is fine. I think that's a good idea, but I also have need for it. So what I decided to do was I find the center of it, as you can see right there, found the center of it, and I just made the circle as large as I could, and it turned out to be 13.5 inch from center out, 13.5 inches. Now I said, okay, let's just cut that down to 13 inches because it'll be perfect for what I want. Now 13.5 isn't too bad, just randomly deciding to make it as large as I can. So I just simply, there we go, readjusted and made it 13 inches instead of 13.5, and there's the circle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that out and have it a circle, because I'm gonna use it for a project, and when I'm done using it, it's gonna be a template. When I'm done using it for a project, then we can draw the map onto, well, we can draw it on there now. I don't need the cardboard. I'm using it basically as a circle template. But then when we're done, we can create Beckett's, or any of the grandkids really. But Beckett's the only one that's around a lot and is interested in Hot Wheels and stuff like that. And then we can create his little, I don't know, little town or village or racetrack or whatever we decide to draw on there, so he can drive his cars and trucks, because he loves anything construction. So right now, all I need to do is cut that 13-inch circumference circle out, and then we can get started with the project that I want to use it for. And at some point, we can start putting features on it for the grandkids. Okay, so we have the circle made on the cardboard, and as a matter of fact, the error or mistake of making it too large, or making it as large as I could make it on the cardboard, has actually turned out to be a really good thing. It is the outside circle has a diameter of 13.5, but I decided I'd just go with straight 13 because it would be perfect for what I need to do. So I went ahead and did the 13-inch, which gives it like 1/4 inch. And so what I need to do is I have this bag, or 2 bags actually, of these black beads that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they are not exact, which I don't want them to be exact. But what I need to do is make sure that I'm going to separate them into stones about this size, versus maybe this one and this one here. You know, there we go, is a good one. And then these here. So basically I'm going to separate them and try to keep the ones that are generally what I'm looking for. That's a little large, but that one might be available too. So I'm going to go ahead and separate them, and once I get that done, then we can continue by laying these stones. There we go. I'm going to lay these stones on like this. So I can make my circle just like this. And I'm going to make that 13-inch circle, and maybe 13 and a half. All the way, well, the inside will be 13 inches. The outside, about 13 and a half. And then I get all of these here that don't fit what I want, and we can use those for something else. But I'm going to get these all done. What I'm going to have to do is turn them upside down, to be totally honest. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point, does it? Yeah, I guess upside down doesn't really matter. But I'm going to dab a bit of E600 to connect them, and I want to make a circle, and I want to figure out how to make this circle sturdy enough that I can move and remove it off of this cardboard. So I just want to have a rock circle that will be the interior of 13-inch diameter completely around. So let me separate these and we'll get to that. Okay, so I have the circle made now. Let's get a little closer so we can see exactly what we're doing here. So I tried to use the ones that were generally the same, rather than, I had a couple that are really big and I ended up having to remove them. It's not too bad. I think it's going to work. Well, at least this part. So there's the circle. Now what I got to do, besides change the battery, is figure out how to get these glued. I would prefer to have them glued and then be able to be removed, so it's just a round, secure circle with rock. But I might have to figure something else out, because I don't think that these rocks, even with the E6000, are going to secure themselves well enough to be able to be an individual link off, so that it's just the circle without some kind of support on it. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with that, because this cardboard is supposed to be for Beckett, so I can't take that. But I'm gonna figure it out. I am. So what if I put a strand of cord in the center of that and glue that all down, and that will help secure it. Maybe have to do a couple layers of it, but then when I turn it over, this would be the bottom part. It would make it more secure. That's an idea. Okay, so here's a continuation on that black rock circle that I've been working on, and it seems like it's going to be doing pretty good. I'm maintaining the circle pretty decently, and I'm pretty close to being done with the first circle here. So once I'm gonna continue to glue these and get them completely into the circle, and then I'll just continue this cordage 2 or 3 times around it, so that it'll have a little bit of secureness. I hope at this point that it will be enough to maintain it so that I can move it around without it just falling apart. We'll see. Might have to do something extra to it, but I'm pretty close to getting it complete. Alright, so we are getting really close to finishing off the beginnings of this black rock circle that I'm creating. I wanted to go ahead and show it close done. It's not too much further. It says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 or so rocks. And I should have it completely encircled. And then I'll just run this cordage around it a couple times and glue it down and hopefully make a sturdy enough backing that I can move it around without things falling off of it. But we are close. I'm only doing 3 or 4 at a time because if I do more than that, the cordage tends to start moving around and doesn't quite work so well. But I figure it'll only take a little bit more time before I get it going.